All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to this webinar. I hope you find yourself safe and well. I'm very pleased to say I'm doing the Saturdays, which is really cool. My name is Maria Hopwood-Jones, and I'm an ASEA Executive Diamond from Sydney, Australia. Today, the webinar will be divided into three sections: ASEA the Breakthrough, and what it really truly means for you and your family and your loved ones, and the world, humanity, and of course the opportunity and how you can actually be part of this amazing movement. Also, we'll have a powerful testimonial. Time permitting, we will have a Q&A. Now, just to get the show on the road, let me introduce our very first speaker, Stevie Aquilina. Stevie and I have known now pretty much nearly 6 years, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have him as part of the ASEA family and to include him as part of my close friends. Him and his wife Sarah, with his 4 children, now live in beautiful sunny Queensland. But that wasn't always the way. Stevie Aquilina has got an amazing story that I'm sure he'll share with you in a few minutes. He became his own independent master at the tender age of 15. And wow, what a person that has made him. All that experience, that life experience, has actually made him the person and the amazing human being with an amazing heart that he is today. 5 years ago, they made the best decision ever, and they started their ASEA business. They aligned themselves with the ASEA mission to better people's life and be a force for good in the world. Today, Steve and his beautiful wife, Sarah, are very high-profile ASEA leaders and very passionate about enhancing people's lives. So without much further ado, I would like to welcome Stevie Aquilina to take us through his wonderful and amazing story from where he was to where he is now, and also the breakthrough. Stevie, my friend.
Maria, my friend. Thank you very much for the very kind introduction. They're going to cost me a fortune if you keep them coming like that. Now, I appreciate you. You're a great lady, great leader, and a great friend. And it's been great to know you over these 6 years and to see what you've become, and excited of how much more you're becoming. So congratulations for all of that. And yeah, really happy to be working with. Just had a fly come in and invade me. Really grateful to be working with you, because I know your heart beats very sincerely for the mission of this company, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. And that's what you're all about. And so I'm all about it with you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you greatly. All right, folks, let's jump straight into this presentation. I'll just share my screen here with you. All right. And as Maria said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and as per Maria's introduction and as per my Crocodile Dundee accent, you could probably tell that my family and I, we live in Australia, and we're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a real dream come true when we can make that happen. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We absolutely love it. I'm very blessed and very grateful for my life. Along with it, an income, time and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken us to many parts of the world that were once upon a time way too far out of our reach, because these good vibes and good times that we have right now have not always been the case. So I was a very difficult, weird and awkward child to bring up, parent and school. I never made the grades. I was an average to a below average achiever at best. I was often on a daily basis called stupid and useless. And I kind of figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. So the PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross, for people who are familiar with Australia and with Sydney. And if I wasn't working the door, I was inside the door partying instead. I was a daydreamer, but not a daydream believer. And what I mean by that is I wanted to be, do, have more. I really wanted to give more, actually, to tell you the absolute truth. But I had little self-esteem, little self-confidence. And so I'd done little with my life and had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in martial arts, but you wouldn't have known it. Back then, I had health troubles. autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life, and my activities, not just outside of work, but within work as well, weren't doing my body any favors. And I had lots of bad injuries from very hardcore martial arts. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere and no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now, I'm very embarrassed to tell you about how broke I was, but I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could even afford that. I've not paid the rent, and I've been evicted more than once, and I mean, no financial dignity. Now, I've always believed in possibilities, but my problem was I doubted my potential. And so with that kind of contradiction and uncertainty and confusion, I was unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I wanted to be, and just feeling trapped. Now, as for good things that have happened in my life, probably the best thing that's ever happened to me is I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. On top of that, she believed in me and always told me regularly, still today, that I was more, that I am more. And I figured out again when you're told something often enough. Now, also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing financial opportunity, life-changing training, life-changing culture and ethos. The company leaders are extremely successful people, and they believed in me too. More importantly, taught me how to believe and become more. And so now today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I get the honor of helping others to solve them too with this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, uncertain, and confused, I now have more with the ability to believe and become more and give more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way through its training, ethos, and culture. And now I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing more than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So first, let me share with you the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. However, this is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. Medical studies, very real studies, very advanced breakthrough too, 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals, challenges, problems, concerns you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they are made within your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and therefore your cell-to-cell operation. And I mean everything that your body is doing, all the way down to your genetic expressions, in a very positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And these redox signaling molecules do that by literally telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. So that's how your body regenerates its own tissue, aka heal itself. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. The very bottom line is this: redox signaling is the bottom line that keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this also important? Because we are all made of cells, every single part of us. We live and die, therefore, at the cellular level. So when we have the right balance of redox signaling molecules, we have cells that are functioning rightly, and then our body and our health is going in the right direction. Now, redox signaling molecules also are the keys to life, really, because they're essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems. Doesn't matter whether it's biochemical or physiological, all processes in the body critically depend on redox signaling, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So they are critical to you staying alive. Now, redox signaling molecules, if our bodies already make them, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, it is true when we're born, we do make an abundance of these redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. Have you ever noticed how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next day? And you notice how children can bounce back so very quickly, not just from, intense exercise, but also if they get injured or ill, they heal very fast. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made, yes, but also natural, our cells break down from all of this stress. And then our bodies or our cells' ability to make these redox signaling molecules declines. And this happens daily. And then without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. And our cells break down more and more. And this vicious cycle continues. And then what else breaks down ultimately is our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science, because this space of redox biochemistry, this redox science space, is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered, with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as reported in the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm showing you, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, outside of this field of redox science, they are already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, as we've discussed, which translates really to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens more of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant, because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress, and 95% of all adult conditions are degenerative conditions. So this is a big deal. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, right? And if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, Redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you really don't need to take just my word for it, because here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say about Redox.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are our Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. And these Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary and all natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are actually worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, and all sorts of other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, even being rejuvenated and improving the quality of life. Now, even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions, also coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now, this is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. And Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went along to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures that we see. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed Rosie these pictures. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Now, everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, naturally. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures, and you may miss them too. So please take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, just keep a written record instead. The person that introduced you to ASEA will help you with that. Now, some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, others within 7 days, and most people can actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, time, and patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants. Studies show that ASEA redox products contain nothing but stabilized, perfectly balanced, native to your body redox signaling molecules. And studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you. It would be impossible for them to hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, can you notice a change here on this doctor's face, who decided to do a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other? Can you spot the difference? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. There it is. All right, now, Renew 28 is not just for your face. As you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. Now, these pictures are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory, and this study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, how this was happening, they saw the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, not just for visibly younger looking skin, but supporting surface skin cell renewal for actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about it in about 10 minutes. So if you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. And apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, if this is what our topical versions of redox signaling molecules are doing from the outside in, can you imagine what they'd be doing from the inside out? And you don't have to imagine it, because we have a gentleman here that's going to tell you exactly what it did to him from the inside out. And it wasn't just life-changing, life-saving. So stick around, you're going to want to hear this. Thanks, Maria.
Thanks, Stevie. I really love your presentation. Thank you so much. Now, next speaker or guest on the webinar is an amazing human being, and I can now call a close friend of mine, of our family, of our ASEA family, Dan Doyle. Now, Dan has built and sold a wide range of traditional businesses, becoming tremendously successful and financially secure. Today, Dan and Suzanne are now based in Honolulu, Hawaii, and Dan has achieved the amazing rank of number 3 in ASEA as a triple diamond ambassador, and is also a $1 million earner. Now, Dan has a wealth of experience in building businesses all over the world and is a global authority in Redox technology, cellular health, as well as international speaker. His mission right now is to get his this life-changing, to you, to me, this breakthrough to the world. However, life was not that easy. So he comes with courage and heart, and he'll be able to tell you how this particular challenge and how quickly he was able to overcome it, where he's come from, where he's at, and where he's going. So let's listen to his story and find out how he sees ASEA moving forward and how he's actually changed his life. Daniel, welcome to the webinar. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Maria. And please don't go anywhere. I think we were doing all these people on this call an injustice if we didn't hear your story first. Is it okay if you tell us a little bit about your story?
Oh, my story. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. So
I remember back in the days where you were, well, what was it? It's been 5 years now too?
Bit over.
Bit over 5 years since we've met, and wow, what a journey, what a ride it's been with you. I don't have to introduce you, Stevie did, but you're an amazing leader. I can say, helping so many people around the world. You've got a huge organization, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have the impact that we're having as well. So thank you for everything you're doing. And sorry about the grain here. I'm in a hotel in Panama. This is our home at the moment. And hand back to you before people hear my story, if you don't mind.
Oh, thanks, Daniel. Thanks. Yeah, sure. Happy. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate you. Well, look, I just did it nice and concise. So Lee and I retired from the workforce in April 2015. But in the beginning of June, Lee became sick overnight. Now, we know that this is not overnight, but it was. For us, it was at the time. We tried everything. There were no conventional medicine and the natural therapists that could do for us or for Lee. We looked at alternative solutions. We did an enormous amount of research. And within that research, I found ASEA, and I'm ever so grateful to the person that put me through and connected me with Dan Doyle, who was able to explain to me what this amazing product will do for him. He had an amazing condition which was being aggravated day by day. He couldn't sleep well. The sheets will stick to the skin. It'll bleed. It was really quite a stressful time. 8 weeks or so. We spent an enormous amount of money, nothing helped. And that's when ASEA came into our lives. You know, it was just a miracle. It's the only thing I can say, simply because within 4 days, his challenge, my husband's challenge disappeared. So Lee now is a healthy human being, happy, his skin as good as a baby's bottom. So it's really exciting. It's healthy, he's fit. And do you know what? I was so impressed by how it all changed overnight. It was literally overnight. 4 days is a lot. It's not a long time when you've had 4, 5, 6, 10 weeks of this. So I knew then that I had to align myself with ASEA, because can't keep this a secret. This is too much of an important breakthrough, health breakthrough for humanity. So I did. I aligned myself with ASEA and became, and I'm doing my very best to make sure that humanity gets to know about this. And as a consequence of that, I now get thank you checks, and I get to call people like Dan and Stevie Aquilina's very close friends and family. So it has truly changed our lives for the better. 360 degrees. So thank you, ASEA, Dan, and Stevie.
Thank you, Maria. Great to be back with you guys tonight. We have been taking a break for the last week and a half. There's a little bit of a sabbatical, just having a rest, sharpening the tools, and still doing this. I can't stop doing what we love. I heard Dr. David Silverman talk on the call before, saying that what we do isn't work, which it's not. It's a great pleasure to be able to help people with this incredible breakthrough. So before I go into my story, I just want to reiterate what Stevie said, the company disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. I really appreciate everybody being on the call, all you guests on the call. As far as I'm concerned, the person who invited you has handed you an amazing gift. And whatever you want to do with that gift is totally up to you, but hopefully with what we are sharing here today is going to be more than enough to inform you to be able to make a decision whether you want to open that gift or not. Not here to sell you anything or convince you to do anything, just here simply to give you the information to make an informed decision. And that's what I love doing and helping people to do. So, yes, we're taking a break here in Panama at the moment. Next week we'll probably be in Mexico. I mean, we try not to let what's happening around the world slow us down too much, and trying to keep as normal as possible. We've got a very blessed life, from going back to being very healthy and doing well financially many years ago, to losing health, losing everything financially, and then through this incredible breakthrough, gaining health and then bringing everything back financially again. So it's been a huge roller coaster ride for many, many years. Going back to Sydney, Australia, where we grew up, played many, many sports: rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and this thing called bodybuilding. This is me being a product of the product back in the early 90s, where I was a bodybuilder because I was in the health and fitness industry. I owned a bodybuilding shop, sold gym equipment and aerobics gear back then, and supplements. So this was my life. I used to eat, sleep, and breathe fitness and bodybuilding. I was a personal trainer, and it was the start of me being a young entrepreneur. So this is a few years into me started business at 21 years old. This is at 24 years old. But over a 20-year period, I got into building and selling traditional businesses, like you would buy a property and remodel and flip it. That's what I did with traditional businesses. I actually got into doing that with properties as well along the way. And if you fast forward from the age 24 to 44, this is a picture of me at 44. I'm 54 this year, and I still keep fit and healthy like this. Not a bodybuilder anymore, as I wasn't back here, but I used to do a lot of cardiovascular work. I wanted to be the best physical version of a 50-year-old that I could be, and I was 44 here. And I didn't realize I wasn't well here. And not too long after this photo was taken, this is 2010, in 2011, 6 months after this photo was taken, doctors gave me some really bad news and told me I had two major challenges. And this is a picture of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. And what I went through in a hospital for 2.5 years, I wouldn't have wished on my worst enemy. There's no way. Matter of fact, I was so sick going through what they were doing to me, I literally didn't want to be here anymore. This is a picture of a young friend of mine on the left, Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He'd been through all those challenges that I was starting to go through here. He came through with flying colours. He was in remission at this stage. Unfortunately for Johnny, his issue came back not too long after this photo was taken. Went back into hospital, lost all his hair, lost a lot of weight. And unfortunately, he didn't come out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old, or 23 years young, actually. That was a big shock for us. And at the end of my 2.5 years of what they put me through in that hospital, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. They're the exact words that they used. It was a big shock. I thought I was going to be okay, because growing up in Sydney, every time we got sick, our parents took us to the doctors. We took a couple of pills and everything was okay. And at 44, 45, 46, I expected the same thing to happen, but that was not going to be the case. So I had to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands and did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet. I knew what I had, couldn't live and survive and thrive in an alkaline state. So I went on to an alkaline diet, and I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from a lot of different companies from around the world. Now, you would think doing the right thing by my body, it would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that was totally opposite. It wasn't the case. This is a picture of me looking after myself for 2 years. Blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble. A friend of mine, Bart Cotter, reaches out and says, "Dan, I think I found something that can help." He was quietly confident and excited. Told me I had to fly to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney, which is what I did. I started on the ASEA, Redox cell signaling supplement. And long story short, 3 hours I was going through, well, there were things expelling from my body so fast, couldn't wait till I went to the restroom. They were coming out of my skin. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. And in 12 hours, the next morning, Now, I'd had a caffeine intolerance for 20 years, and that seemed to have gone away the next day. I had 6 coffees without any problems, and normally I'm in trouble just by having 2. 48 to 72 hours into our trip, I had so much lung damage from what they did to me in that hospital. I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. In a period of time, 48 to 72 hours, my lungs were functioning perfect. I flew back to Australia. I stayed on the product. We didn't have it in Australia at the time. It wasn't approved, so we were actually shipping it from the US. I was taking the maintenance amount because that's all I could afford at that time, knowing I needed a lot more product. On the maintenance amount, I had little wins every month. Things were improving. I was looking better, feeling better. Blood works were improving. And halfway through 2015, fortunately, because of the business model behind ASEA, the company gave me the ability to share this with others, which I did because it became a responsibility with what I knew or what I was doing for me. I couldn't keep it from anybody else. And in helping people, the company started sending me those thank you checks that I invested back into my own health, bought a lot more product, saturated my body, and basically, guys, the rest is history. 1 year on the product, this is a picture of me, and the doctor's telling me there was no sign of those 2 major challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports that were turning into that crippling issue as we get older had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 2015. That was my journey back to health. If you fast forward another 2 years, this is me 3 years on the product. You can see I'm looking a lot younger. I'm feeling a lot younger, feeling a lot healthier than what I did when I first started here in 2014 when I had no health. So if you look at this photo in 2014, you can see how I look on the outside was exactly what was happening on the inside. If you look at 1 year on the product, you can see what was happening on the outside here was a reflection of what was happening on the inside. And you can see everything cleaned up. My complexion in this photo was a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. Just coming back to Celebrity Squares. So it's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey back to health. And fortunately, along the way with sharing this with others, I end up evolving into moving into the business, and that changed our lives financially. And it changed our lives financially from living in a van and almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps only 6 years ago to living the life of our dreams, not being concerned or worry about anything financially. The health side's been taken care of. As long as we're on the product, we stay on the product, we're doing pretty good. But what this can do for an individual financially as well is the most compelling opportunity I think that we'll see in our lifetime. So guys, with that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie Aquilina, and I urge everybody to stay on the call. If you're interested in helping people and liking to do so, if you like to help people, I can tell you if you adopt the business model with ASEA, you'll be handsomely rewarded for doing so. Thanks, Stevie. Talk to you guys after Stevie finishes this incredible presentation.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dan. And ladies and gentlemen, when I mentioned at the start that this company has some very, very successful people in it, you know, Maria and Dan are those. But more importantly for me anyway, what makes me very grateful for Dan is he's the first leader that took me under his wing and believed in me before I could and showed me and taught me how to believe and become more. So thanks, Dan. Forever grateful to you, and thanks for sharing your story here with everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity, and that is a historical truth. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough, and that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this that you've heard about so far, and that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. Now, ASEA Redox products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements, for two simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one else other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented, but not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA, not in the bottle of ASEA. And so it really can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them, because nothing else in the world has redox signaling molecules in their products. And therefore, nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because it is redox signaling molecules. And redox works in everybody. And everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well, or at all, in fact, without redox, and redox can't hurt anybody. Again, no other products can make that claim. No juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, or whatever it might be, however good it might be, it's not redox signaling molecules. And in fact, it doesn't matter how good those products are, they can only work as good in the body as there's redox signaling molecules telling them how to work the way that they should. And so ASEA, like nothing else, holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, by the way. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox signaling supplement from, and everybody in the world needs it. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. Now, what we do is not complicated. We personally share ASEA with others, with customers. We also grow and expand a global network of other people doing the same. And we also improve. You're in business for yourself, but you're never in business by yourself, because together we work to improve the productivity of the networks we've built. So kind of like a franchise business, but instead of building restaurants and burgers like let's say McDonald's do, we build people instead of buildings. And we don't even have to make, ship or handle the products. The company does all of that for you. And so in this way, you can make an income like a franchise, in fact, way more than that, in fact, but without all of the expenses. So ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra or part-time, full-time, big-time, or even a legacy leaving income for loved ones. For people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. So you receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated ongoing purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can purchase as much product as they like, and because you're attached not just to the first, but to every single repeat purchase that person makes, that makes the income, the residual income potential with ASEA unlimited. On top of that, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the world. So just like when you recommend good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever, we do it all the time. People tell people, who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful, most effective, and most trusted and most listened to form of marketing in the entire world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets almost every single year. And based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Now, residual income is very impressive. You know, it's very inspiring to look at Dan, who's able to go anywhere he wants in the world and is able to earn money wherever he's in the world, even when he's on holidays, even when he's sleeping. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, residual income is very important. And here's what I mean by that. You have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one is wealthy. Probably, most likely, almost certainly figured out residual income. Only 3 are financially secure. Again, most probably worked out residual income. 7 must still work to survive. At 65. Now, let's be clear. These people here aren't working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar at 65, most likely have not worked out residual income. And even more concerning, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65 because they didn't, and for whatever reason, couldn't figure out residual income. And so if this is sounding like a terrible financial failing plan to you, it should. It's going wrong. And what one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out, that the other 81% don't seem to be able to figure out, is how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their precious time for money, labor-intensive or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. And it's true, right? Because sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And unfortunately, 81% of people figure that stuff out too late. And it might be even be more concerning for you right now if you're thinking, my active income already isn't enough as it is. Now, this is a big problem. One of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. And it's not just a big problem, it's what causes a lot of the bigger other problems that come along with life too. There's so many things to worry about in life. Don't let money be one of them. Because money is an excellent servant. You can use it to do good things, but it's a terrible master if you have to be a slave for the dollar. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad, because they're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, there's very few of you out there who do, but it does exist, right? Then keep your job. You are blessed, but still find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income, it's just not smart. It's just not smart. It's dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life. And it's never too late, by the way. ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion, and allow you to make a significant difference in people's lives, and also afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom in return. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's exactly what you get to do with ASEA, and it's really who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure, and you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. And you get to have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. The effect we have on others, that is one of the greatest currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And here's where it was demonstrated. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies that proved ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money to ASEA for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down, and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Vertus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless too, to then these people experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Vertus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Vertus and Tyler felt they could not in good conscience sell out. And so that's exactly why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Vertus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, deciding to go the health route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally and making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and their corporate team come from very, very big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds, in fact. So they're very exceptionally experienced in running very big, global, profitable businesses. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, and helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, they can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, listen to this, and better still, look into this. There's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see that ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier and live younger, stronger, longer, just become an ASEA customer. However, if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle for you and for others, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, then become part of this redox reality. And you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, just as someone has invited you to come here, invite more people to come here, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others. And your life, as a byproduct of that, will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you very much for always looking after us, Maria. You're amazing.
You're really welcome, Stevie. Thank you so very much for sharing your story at the beginning and of the presentation, for your honesty and passion, you know, and for aligning yourself with ASEA and making a decision to be a force for good in the world. I so honor you. We are so grateful for your time, taking time out of your day. It's Saturday in Australia, so thank you so much, you know, to share, you know, we appreciate you sharing this life-changing breakthrough. I really would like to point something out to everybody now here before I go and say thank you to Dan. If it hadn't been for Dan, right, taking his responsibility, the health, you know, his responsibility of his own health in his own hand, he would not be here. I wouldn't be here, Stevie wouldn't be here, none of us will be here. So on behalf of everyone here on the call, I'd like to say thank you so much, Dan, for your passion. And again, like Stevie, for aligning yourself with ASEA and making the decision to be a force for good in the world and create this amazing movement with ASEA. Such an inspiring story, an amazing leader and mentor. We truly appreciate you today. And to all of you that are here tonight, today, this afternoon, this evening on the call, thank you so very much. We appreciate you, appreciate everything you do. And please just know that you can impact your life and also the life of your loved ones. And just go out there and have a happy, happy redox day, afternoon, or evening. Thank you so very much. Big hug to you all. Stay safe, and we'll see you again next Saturday. Bye for now.
Guys.